Welcome back to my channel. So today I thought it would be nice to just take a few minutes and show you all how I like to create a smoke or fog effect for your background or coloring pages. I have 4 different ways that I like to do it, and using 4 different mediums, which I have here, just like a white ink pad. Doesn't necessarily have to be this brand. I think this is just a cheap one that I picked up at Michael's probably a couple years ago. This other method is with using gelatos. This is the white gelato in coconut. I can't remember which set it comes from, but I'll put it in the notes there. And another way that you can use, or excuse me, make a fog or smoke background is using a white oil pastel. And the last way that I know how is to use a white distress crayon in picket fence. And basically you apply all of them, or I like to apply them with a brush, and they're applied in similar methods basically with the brush. And I went ahead and just made, I already got some oil pastel there, just already made a background using Neo 2s here. Since I mostly do my backgrounds in Neo 2s, I thought it would be good to demonstrate that with the Neo 2 background. Also, these perform relatively the same way with a watercolor background. Now, if you have a pencil background or another medium background, I cannot guarantee how they would turn out using these mediums, because these mediums don't really go over like a waxy type background or an oil type background very well. It's going to kind of repel the lay down and the effect that you will get. So I'm just saying that these are really good to use for a watercolor or Neocolor 2 background. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. All right, so I went ahead and divided my paper up. I just used a Sharpie. Divided it up into 4 different sections. That way we can have a section for each medium, and that way we'll be able to kind of compare and see how they look. So let's start with the white ink pad. Now, what I have done, I'm going to get I have a slightly damp paper towel, because sometimes you need to wipe off your brush. First of all, this brush is a little dirty from me experimenting off camera here, but it's a good way to clean up your brush a little bit. I'll get a new one here. All right, so basically it's really simple. What I just load up your brush a little bit, and just like you would with distress inks, if you're using this method with distress inks, and just start kind of lightly and go in a circular motion, and you can see how it's already making that smoky effect. Now you want to keep an eye on your brush though, because sometimes it will start picking up that neo color and you don't want to transfer it to your ink pad. You can see here I've gotten a little bit from some of my other projects on the ink pad there. But yeah, that is a really good way to kind of create a smoky effect, and depending on how much you load up your brush will determine the opaqueness or transparency of your smoke. If you just can keep adding and adding if you want it more opaque, or just really lightly tap it and just give just a little bit of smoke or fog effect. So you can determine how opaque you want to make it there. Another fun little thing to do with white ink on a dark background is just take a little like natural type sponge, so you get kind of a natural effect, and just do little dabs, and it can kind of create a fun little background. If you just want to give, this is really a good technique for sea spray, by the way. So that's one of the techniques I've used for sea spray, either a white ink pad, or get a dish and put a little bit of white acrylic paint and dab it on with your natural sponge. Okay, so that is that method. Then the second method I have is white gelato, and I'm going to get my Caran textured palette here, because there's two ways that you can apply the white gelato. You can either apply it directly to your page like this and then blend it out, or you can apply it to your palette and then blend it on the paper with the brush from there. I'm going to clean off my brush a little bit. Okay, so let's go with just blending it straight from the paper. Now, one thing I've noticed, I probably pushed down a little hard with that crayon, but sometimes when you do it directly onto the paper, you will get these little white dots that are kind of hard to blend out. You could probably use your fingernail. Sometimes you get the little white dots that where the gelato has been kind of packed down into the tooth of the paper, or little grooves that might be in the paper, and then it's kind of hard to blend out. But if you just work at it, you can do that. So you can do it that way, or you can grab it from your textured palette, which I actually prefer. I feel like you have a little bit more control over it, and it goes down. It just goes down differently. I think it's more opaque this way, maybe because you have more concentrated on your brush. But yeah, that's another way to do a white fog or smoke effect. The next way is the Distress Crayon, and I have the Distress Crayon here in Picket Fence. And this way, you could do the same as the gelato. You can apply it directly to your paper or from your palette. So we'll see. I haven't compared these two methods yet, so we'll try blending it from the paper. And that works pretty well too. Or from the palette. Yeah. Either way works really well. Now, you can get these brushes in different sizes. So you can use a small one if you just want to do a little small area, or the bigger one. So I'll put a link down for these brushes, but I think most of you have seen these brushes. They've been on lots of videos, so they've been around a while. Now, the fourth method is using a white oil pastel. And just like the gelato and the Distress Crayon, you can just apply it straight to the page or on your palette. And I think they're going to give a pretty similar effect. Okay, as this one is applied straight to the page, it is a little bit more challenging to blend it out without showing where I had actually written on the paper there. So maybe the best bet for the oil pastel will be to take it from your textured palette. So depending on what mediums you have on hand in your art stash, maybe you have one or more of these 4 types of mediums. Anyway, those are great ways that I like to create smoke or fog for a background effect. So I hope that this was helpful for you. If you know of other methods and you'd like to share, please leave them in the comments below. I'm always looking for new ways to create fun effects on coloring pages. And yeah, I hope that this was helpful for you. If you want to see a video of me using the white ink pad method, I just posted one, a video from Tales from the Witch's Cottage, where I had a candle that I colored in and I used the white ink pad for a smoke effect around the page. So, all right, well, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care now.